Welcome everybody to Real Life Matters. And I'm your host, DBoss. And before we start, please get on your devices, subscribe to the channel, DBoss Networks. Also subscribe to the guests, buy their merchandise, their books. You know, it always helps when you do all that. But everybody, we got a very special guest here for you today. If you like barbering and you like to go and get your hair done, or all kinds of stuff that you like to get done. As you know, men have a big thing now with barbers. So we have somebody here, Melvin Walker from Mel's Barbershop.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad
How
to be here. I'm fine. I'm great.
Yes. Can you tell everybody where you come from? We can kind of hear, but.
Well, I'm from New York City, and actually Brooklyn, New York.
Flatbush and all that.
East New York.
East New York?
East New York, where everything happens.
Wow. So where is your finally Mel's barbershop? Where's that located?
It's located on Pine Street in Belmont. 454 Pine Street. That's East New York.
And you got a nice T-shirt there. Finally Mel's.
Finally Mel's. Thank you. My nephew made it for me.
Is it gold? Is the writing gold or no?
I have one in gold and one in silver. I have, multiple shirts in colors.
So what made you, CEO, wanted to open a barbershop?
That's a tough question there, because all of those, that answer right there is in the book. And let me see if I can just give you a quick rundown.
Just give me a little synopsis of why.
Just a little something, because I was trying to find a job and from everywhere, and for some reason, nobody would hire me.
What?
I kept looking, kept being turned down. I thought I can do it all. Nobody would hire me. And then all of a sudden, at the very end, when I was just giving up, and I realized, wait a minute, I know how to cut hair. And then I picked up a newspaper, Daily News. I seen this ad in the paper in East New York, and I was living in Brownsville, and it said, but we need a barber. I said, wait a minute, let me go try that out. And then when I went, I was hired. And guess what? Yeah, guess what? I never knew that from that day point, when you actually out there in the world looking for jobs after jobs after job, but the job that you really supposed to be looking for is the one that's going to be the career for the rest of your life.
You see? And he's not people out here, Real Life Matters. We do companies, we do business, we do entertainers. And Mel's not just finally Mel's barbershop, because he does and cuts a lot of celebrities' hair.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
That's right. I've cut plenty. I've cut Young Dirty Bastard hair. I cut his father hair. But Young Dirty Bastard, we are best friends. He came to the shop about 3 or 4 times. He brought his whole family there. I did designs in his hair. And as far as the book is concerned, he's on one of the pictures on the back cover of the book. I also cut Jam Master Jay's son hair.
What?
And he came through, and I wound up giving him a design. And this is one of the talents that, like I said, I didn't know that I wasn't following my dream, but this was my dream. And this is something that I love to do. And having this gift, I'm able to, I love doing designs, and that's what took my name and made me fly off with it.
Wow. So you went to school for barbering, or was something that you took up as a craft, or what did you do? How did you come about?
Are you ready for this? Is Real Life Matters?
Yes, it is.
This is a real life. Okay, so I'm going to give it to you. How you say, give it to you raw, give it to you real. And the boss. So I'm gonna tell you a little. You right now you're gonna get to know a little bit more about myself.
Right.
And most of the time when people go in the barber shop, they just see a barber behind the chair, right? And there's a lot of people, as far as me concerned, I've been cutting hair for over 35 years. So a lot of people, whereas I
35 years.
over
Wow.
35 years. So in different locations, different people know me. Some people actually know me for over 35 years. They still come to me. But there's from this last location where I'm at, I've been there for about 14 years, whereas they only know me from that location. You feel me? So basically what I'm trying to say is what made me decide to become a barber was from a childhood. I was one of those young kids that was working on a 9 to 5 job and got picked up from the police for a crime I didn't commit it. And from that incident, I took it to trial and blew. And that's part of the book.
Wow. So, because,
From that,
I guess with any
me
kind
getting
of criminal
arrested,
record, it was hard for you to get something. So, you decided to master your craft.
well, when I got arrested, I wasn't didn't know anything about barbering or didn't know I was gonna do that or whatever. But when you incarcerated, they ask you, you have to take a job, you have to do a skill. And that's the one I chose. And from that point on, I did not know that, that was one of my gifts from God. That that was going to be my career change, life changing, and everything for the rest of my life. Which I found out later on after I was released, and with my life just took off.
So while you were inside, you did people's hair in there too?
Oh yes, yes, I did a lot of people here. I've actually, I'm gonna tell you another story. One other story. Um, when I was the first 6 months when I'm doing the course trying to learn how to cut hair, I was cutting this Spanish kid hair. He had a big afro, and his name was
Wow.
Afro, and he had just blew trial for 25 years. He just blew trial. They sentenced him 25 years to life for murder. And I'm cutting his hair, and I'm experimenting because it's a trade, but I don't know how to cut yet. They teaching me, but he
Right.
ain't. And I chopped his hair up and chopped it up. And he said, "Yo," he looked at me, "Yo, what you doing in my afro? I'm gonna kill you. I just blew try, I'm gonna kill you." Because I chopped his hair down to almost something like this. From my
Oh, geez.
and so he was like chasing me around the shop, and people was like the barbers in there, jumped in and all that. But that's another blessing though, that right there. I was scared to death. Puerto Ricans in jail have knives and all that, gonna cut you.
Woo!
I was scared to death, but for some reason, I don't know what it was. I didn't quit that craft. I didn't quit cutting hair. I continued on, and to this day, I'm here.
Wow. Well,
I was
well,
I was
after
a
that,
lot of blessings.
when you mess with people's hair and they don't want their hair like that, boy.
That's another thing. You don't mess nobody hair up in the streets either.
And then, so do you do women's hair too, or no?
I do everybody's hair. Kids, babies, ladies. Everybody's hair but animals. I'm scared
Oh,
of dogs. I'm scared of dogs and cats.
well, that's a total different thing. You have to try to calm the cat and the dog or whatever down. I think maybe you'd rather do people because at least you could understand you a little bit,
Yeah, we could talk to each other.
They can't tell you nothing.
I don't want to talk to no dog. He start growling at you. Ah.
So what inspired you to say, I'm going to write a book?
Well, a couple of things inspired me because number one, me going through my life, being falsely accused and trying to basically trying to for over even though I'm stuck finding a job, making mad money and supporting my family, it was still in the back of my head, and it was still haunting me. Like I did time for something I ain't do it. When you watch people on TV and they constantly being released out of jail, years later, and you say, when is it going to be your turn? So
Mm.
I said, you know what? And then actually what inspired me was that the main reason, I mean, and this is kind of touching though, is that God has something to do with it because because basically it was like when I was on trial for the crime, it was a guy that was a Christian and I was a Christian, and I couldn't understand how this man accused me of the crime that I ain't do. He was coming from Bible study. He said I robbed him, and I didn't rob them. And I'm a young kid, like 20 something years old. I'm like, yo, God, come on, I'm a child of God. Yo, what is happening to me? And I'm praying to me, and then this guy saying, pointing out to me, yo, you did this. He robbed you. Do you see the guy in the courtroom that robbed me? And I'm the only black man sitting out there. He said, yeah, he did it. And I took the case to trial, and I blew trial. So what had inspired me to really do it, because I was hating him all my life. I was hating God all my life, because I'm saying, God, he's a Christian. I'm a Christian. How are you allowing? I'm believing you. How are you allowing this guy to do this to me and get me sent up? But then sometimes when you're incarcerated or you go through bad things in your life, sometimes you have to go through those trials and tribulations. And because of me being incarcerated was one of the main reasons why I got that gift also from God, how to cut hair. When I was released from prison, a lot of different changes came into my life, as far as me finding a good wife and me being able to raise a family from this skill. So I'm realizing, though, even though something bad happened to me, but there was a whole lot of good that came out of it. So I said, you know what? Me being cutting hair in my barbershop for over 35 years, and a lot of young people coming to the shop, and gang related, and I'm mentoring to them. That's why I say the ministry behind the chair. Ministry behind the chair could mean a lot of things. It could mean teaching, could be minister, it could be a lot. But I'm constantly telling them, yo, stay out of trouble. Don't do this, don't do that. So getting back to my story was, let me write this book, and let me also apologize to God. Let me apologize to my wife, that even though she been with me for almost 4 decades, she loved me, but I'm going through the struggle and all of this, I'm raising a family, but I'm still hurting,
Right.
from my past. So I say, listen, let me put this in a book, because maybe my story and some of the other trials and tribulations I went through in this book can help save another person. So I just
So
want to share the testimony.
so you were falsely accused,
Yes.
and then you had to do time knowing that you were falsely accused of a crime.
Yes.
So when you were like that, something must have happened. You must have been real mad at first.
Oh.
You
I was.
you were not in a good state of mind, because
Yes.
when someone didn't do something, it's not saying that you're coming up and say, oh, maybe I didn't do this and that, and you know you did. You were falsely accused, and you went in, so you were already mad. And God said, you know what, I got to deal with Melvin. And
Mm.
he worked it out.
Yeah, he blessed me, because I mean, I was angry with the world. I was angry with everybody. I was angry. When you force accuse and you in there, and you're a young kid, you like a baby, and you in there with animals. You in there with killers, monsters. And I ain't never did no time before. So, but this right here, it just helps me also talk to the young people. And being I'm on your show and they listening to your show right now, jail is not the place to be. So
Mm-mm.
if people trying to be recruited into gangs, you don't want to go to you don't want to you don't want to do that. You don't even want to try to commit a crime to go to jail, because to go to jail these days, what a lot of people don't know and what people not talking about is that you're not doing time in your own cell anymore. Back then, you used to have your own cell. Now, if you go to jail and you do time, you sharing that cell with somebody else. So everybody say like if you're a young kids, and these days there's a lot of young kids out there shooting a gun, killing people, and I don't know where they're getting it from, but they really don't want to go to jail. But once you do that, you're in a jail with somebody bigger than you, somebody stronger than you, and it's only one toilet in there. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? So when there's one toilet in there, guess what? They don't want to smell you when you have to take
mm.
a dump. So you're gonna go through a lot of fighting for the rest of your
Well, why
life.
do you have to go to the bathroom? That's not, what are you
No,
gonna
you
do? You
have
can't
to,
do
but
nothing.
when there's two men in the cell, and they are more thuggish than you, and you really ain't about that life, you ain't no gangster or killer, you're gonna be punked. You know what I'm saying? So my story is to the kids out there, if you can't, you do not, that's a life that you better think about what you're doing before you give your life up. You know, because I know a lot of um correctional officers, and they tell me people fighting in jail all the time. They don't want you nobody take no shit while you in there and you in the cell with them, because they gotta smell it, and they don't want to smell it, so they're gonna make you hold it, and you know what I mean. Your life is gonna
Oh
be
my
very
God, that's terrible.
uncomfortable.
You don't even want to hold
Yeah,
it your own self in your house.
you know what I'm saying.
Can you
So
imagine you went
it's
in
just
there?
that's right. So it's just something to talk about. So when young kids maybe can see your show and they can hear a little story, little different things. Wait a minute, I really don't want to go to jail.
Mm-mm.
You know, and it's a
But
lot of other.
you went, and yes, you were falsely accused. Yes, things happened to you. But you know what? You said, okay, while I'm in here, let me learn something.
And I was blessed somehow, somewhere. Everything, I guess it must have was meant to be. Because I say I to this day I say right now that was my blessing from God. Even
Mm-hmm.
though I didn't know it at the time, that that was going to be my blessing from God, and that was also was going to be my calling. Because once I was released and I was able to really understand that, wait a minute, me, I'm having fun cutting hair. I'm having fun when I cut hair. I'm a people person. I love to talk to my clients. I love to talk to family, and I love to greet. I serve my community, but that just opened the doors for a lot of things. So
So did you meet your wife when you came out of prison?
yes, I did, and I tell you, I was a player because I was trying to catch up. You've been being locked up for all those years. So I had a few girlfriends, and then I went to a club. I went to this club. Actually, guess what? It was a police party. Um,
Oh,
it was called a 911 party
oh
back
my
in the
God.
back in the 90s. So you have to be a 911 officer in order to go to that party. Everything free liquor, free food, and the only way I got in there because the officer snuck me in. And then another thing was the only reason why she got in because one of her friends snuck her in. Neither one of us worked it for 911 or whatever. And the guy that snuck me in that party, he brought me there that night. Then I never seen him again in my life.
What?
So I was
It
like,
was like an angel.
that was my angel. And she seen me, I seen her, and we've been together ever since. So I thank God for that. So I've been
And,
blessed.
and now you have your family.
Yes.
So what do you tell your kids? Look,
What I'm
you
trying to
ain't
tell
doing nothing
my kids,
crazy.
well, what I'm trying to tell my kids is the question that you asked me earlier. Why did I write that book?
Hmm.
Is that I want to be able. I wrote the book to tell my story and to tell a lot of different testimonies in the book, and so I can be able to pass it on to my grandkids and their grandkids. Because I'm a living, I'm a legend already. I'm a living legend. I didn't die yet, but while I'm still alive, let this book right here be my legacy, and that's why I did it. You know.
So let me see the book again. Hold it up. Look at you. And see, a lot of people could relate to you because of what you do and what you did. And you could tell these guys, like what you said before, listen, jail ain't no place to go. They're not telling you a lot of things when you get there, that it's something else.
Yes.
And you're not going to be sitting with your friends in there. They'll pair you up. You don't even know who you're going to be paired up with.
You don't have no friends.
They're just people and these guys are angry and they want to just fight with people for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
For anything in there, they want to fight with you.
Mm-hmm. But also, I must say that I'm happy that you have me on your show. And a lot of people, even though somebody's been incarcerated or whatever, people turn their backs on them. They don't know that there's a lot of people. You know, like I could have a smile. I'm a businessman. I own my own business. I've owned multiple businesses, and I guess that's also one of the blessings from God. Also, you know, because He know my struggle. But for somebody that owns something from nothing, and then I just be graduated from a barber to an author. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep elevating. So I just want, anybody can do it. And I'm glad that you are a real person, and that's why we on your show. Real life matters. That people do not discriminate people. People do not, you just got a real life story from me. But sometimes people might meet somebody in person and say, no, he's really guilty. Get away from me. You know.
So where can people, if they want to get your book, where can they get it at?
Right now it's not on all the platforms yet, which I'm sorry, but within a month it will be on all platforms. But right then they can also just follow me on Instagram, Finally Mel's, or my Facebook. I have 3 Facebook pages: Finally Mel's Barbershop. Everything is Finally Mel's. My real Facebook page is Melvin Walker. But the reason why that the name of the book is Finally Mel's, and my shop is named Finally Mel's, is throughout my whole life I used to work for other people, and sometimes people used to working for people, they used to always put you down, talk down on you, whatever, and you doing the best you can for them. You're the one that's making them rich and them successful. And some people love you, some people don't. But I one day always looked at them and say, wait a minute, I want to have my own one day. So I said, once I get my own, I named the shop Finally. Finally means I got my own, and Mel is my name. Finally Mel's.
Now that makes sense. And now you're finally at Mel's Barbershop getting your hair to cut. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And you specialize, and you also specialize in designs. Did you have to go to school, or you just learned that, or?
I learned everything on my own. I actually just one of these days I'm going to show you a live video though. But actually, I just went to somebody's head to put a line here, and I just said, you know what? Let me try and see if I could do a design. And I just took that line, just went this way, this way, this way, and then I just went crazy with it, and I got nice. And I watched a few other barbers. I said, wait a minute, I want to be better than them. I want people to know that I'm the best, and that's how I got my name. In the neighborhood from my designs. That's how I'm internationally known.
So what happened? Do people, when in your shop, do they go? They get their hair braided. Also, of course, you have other workers in there, right?
Just barbers for now. There was a time where I used Yeah, there was a time where I used to have a 10-chair shop and a 20-chair shop. But my mother always told me when I had my 20-chair shop, it was like 10 people, 10 barbers on one side, 20 on the other side. She said, listen, son, and we gotta always listen to our mother sometimes. Me young, I always think big though. I said, I can do this, and I did it. But when sometimes you might not be ready for all of that, you know, because there's so much to manage and people, everybody have different personalities and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You say stay small, and I ain't listened to it. I jumped into it. I was successful. I said, wait a minute, let me get back in my league in the little league. Stay with the 5 chairs, you know, 7 chairs, and you good. But yes, I used to have women do hair. They're on call though. You know,
Okay.
might need their hair braided. They can make a call, make an appointment, and then I have them come in and
So
do it.
it's a more like it's more like compact, personal. It's more
It's
personal thing.
personal
So
now.
people, okay,
Yeah, yeah, it's personal because of COVID. It's more
okay,
personal now. I don't want it crowded. I don't want barbers. I don't want us to be on top of each other. Me, I can't. I don't even want to barber too many barbers working next to me no more. Because if I catch something, I bring it home to my wife, she gonna kill me.
that's that's gonna be whoever came. We gonna find this guy, whoever it
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
whoever's doing it or whoever had it. But
Mm-hmm.
that personal approach brings you your clientele, your celebrity people, right? So are they kind of
Yeah,
some of them kind of difficult to deal with, or they know when they come when they walk in for one, their time is at one.
yeah. They know. They know. And then let me tell you something. I can have quite a few people waiting for me. But if somebody walk in there and say, "Yo, they got $100," that means they are my people already know $100. You next.
No.
Look,
You gotta wait. You gonna wait a minute.
uh-uh. No, anyway, if you know Mel, 100, you got to get out the chair. Listen, don't worry about it. He gonna
Get
pay
up.
for
You
your,
just go wait with
he
your
gonna
hair
pay
half
for your
done. We'll
hair.
finish.
He gonna pay for your haircut. But my shop is more family oriented. We can do these.
Okay.
There's no rudeness, but they'd be looking for it. One time I had a celebrity came in the shop. I had 5 people waiting for me because I'm a celebrity barber. I'm cutting hair. Dude come in the shop. He got to be in and out. You can't be waiting. So your Mel, how
Mm-mm.
many people you got? I really had 2 people, but I counted the other barber customers too. I said, yo, I got 7 waiting right here. So he said, yo, Mel, I give you such amount of money. I said, yo, people ain't gonna wait. You're gonna make me lose my customer. He said, I'll pay for everybody haircut.
Oh
And
God!
that,
Oh, then
and
they
that
gonna
was a
wait.
that was a blessing right there.
Wow. That's so because you don't have everybody doing that. So, but he went first if he paid everybody's thing, right, for
Yeah,
waiting.
he
So of
paid
course they
out.
said,
Let me tell you something. That happened to one of my customers about 3 times. So it happened to him so many times. He actually just started coming to the shop just to hang out, just to see if somebody gonna come in and say, "I'll pay for your haircut," and he making money off of that. You know.
well, if you so what can people see the celebrities and stuff that you cut from outside if they stand from the barbershop, or are you kind of like into the back?
Nah, they can see me. They can see me. They,
So you're
and
the
I
first
take,
station
uh, uh,
or
uh,
some station where they
yeah,
can see you, right?
yeah, and I take pictures and post it. It be posted.
Of
Yeah, we
course.
have fun.
Well, men talk more than women
Mm-hmm.
in those barber shops. I tell you, you'd be
Mm-hmm.
wondering sometimes they'd be saying the women talking, but I think men talk more. You get
Mm-hmm.
more information. They
Mm-hmm.
may not want to hear the women. Their women are kind of if they're to the side, but those guys be talking, and you know all the secrets.
I know. Yeah.
You know all the secrets. You know all the trades. You know what they're doing, what they ain't doing.
Some
The
some
barber.
se- some secrets you got to keep to yourself.
And then what about? But when the people come there and the celebrities come there, so do they usually come early, late, or how late? Are you open all day, or you open late, or how you do
Yeah,
usually?
usually like a 9 to 5, like a 9:30 to 5, and then
Oh, okay.
you have sometimes you have people want to come late, the after work crowd, so you could stay till 7, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but throughout my years, I used to have celebrities come through when I do block parties and stuff like that, and
Ooh,
they
see
could come
now,
out.
see we're unfolding something here now, people. A
Yeah.
block party. We know what those
Mhm.
are in New York.
Yeah. Oh, we have a lot of fun. I did one 2 years ago with Blase. He came and showed mad love to the shop. He was celebrating his 25-year album, the
Wow.
anniversary of his album, and I was celebrating 25 years of me cutting hair. It was over 25 years of me cutting hair, but we were just celebrating it that day. So me and him teamed up together, and it was beautiful.
So what did you block off the street, or was
We
it you
blocked
have an area?
we blocked the whole street off. We had all them fancy cars came out there. Them old school cars. One of my people's they in the car club, so they just made that phone call and boom.
What? So what kind
Yes,
of cars were out there?
all kinds. We had it all. We don't had Lamborghinis. We had Maseratis. We had it all. But God is good. You know.
So you had food out there, of course.
Oh, of course,
So what
of
you have,
course.
soul food or regular food?
Sofu. Make you want to eat 2 or 3 plates. You know.
So
Sad
someone
thing.
cooked it. It was cooked or catered, or cooking on the go.
Both, both, both. Have 3 grills outside and two.
Ooh.
The ladies out there doing their thing. You know, my wife did her thing too. She cooked 2 big dishes and bring it to me. I said, "Yo, you got to chip in too, man."
You just can't come look good and stand up here. So were you cutting hair that day, or it was just the block
Yeah.
party?
Well, I was trying to just cut hair up until before the block party start. Maybe like cut hair up until 3 o'clock and then stop. But me being who I am, they don't. They just want to keep coming and coming and coming. So I used to just cut and go outside, stop, leave them in a chair, go outside, entertain people, then come back. But so much, you don't get a chance to eat. So by the time you turn
No.
to the plate, the food is gone. You know?
So you know your wife didn't save you a plate at the
Oh,
house.
oh yeah, you know that. That guy, I ain't letting half of that go.
And
Yeah.
then, so Blase, he brought the drinks or what?
Yes, we all did. He bought drinks, I bought drinks, because I'm excited for him coming. You know what I mean? One thing about a celebrity, if you come to my shop, you're going to be entertained. You're going to have that red carpet treatment. You know what I mean? Because I'm excited just for you coming to see me. You coming to see my clients. So if you show love, you're going to get love.
Wow. You see, a lot of people would look and say, "Well, who's this Melvin Walker?" Finally, Mel's. Now they're gonna know. Oh my gosh, this is Mel. This is who he is.
Mm.
Now people will know where you came from. You didn't just rise up. For people that don't know, now people are gonna be looking and say, "Well, we're gonna go get our hair done, our barbering down at Finally Mel's," and they, because a lot when everybody opens fully and can really get to where you have to get to and stuff like that, they're gonna be coming to you. It's not just you're not going to be like, "Oh, why? No, nobody came." No, people will come and look for you. And if you into a lot of the barbers are into the music industry too, because they're dealing with a lot of the celebrities. They got to get their hair done, and
Mm-hmm.
rappers, R&B. You got R&B artists coming through there too.
Oh yes, I have a lot. I have a lot,
You
and
can't tell it. You can't tell us because then people will say, "Oh, you're telling people where we gonna
yes,
get our hair done."
I don't want to tell too much, but
No.
I got a catalog. You know,
Ooh.
I got
So
a
you gotta go
catalog.
see the catalog, or else you have women standing out there in the front going, "I wait to see my husband." I waiting to meet my man or something, and you're gonna be fanning them off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, are there any shout outs and stuff that you want to give anybody?
Sure. I would love to. I want to give a shout out to Blase Blase. I want to give the shout out to Young Dirty Bastard being on the back of the book cover. I want to give
Ooh,
a shout out
bring
to
it up all there.
Jam Master Jay Son being on the back of the book cover. Those are two people I did their haircut, and that's a design on it.
Okay.
You see, yeah.
Wow. Well, we can see it, but you know what? They can buy the book. People, if you can't see it too clearly, go buy
Yeah.
the book and you'll see it clearly.
Okay. And
Because then you have your own copy.
and all the celebrities here that I've cut it because we did a lot in the neighborhood. There's a lot, whereas they came through and they performed in the streets. So I want to give a shout out to all of them. I want to give a
Wow.
shout out to being that since I was incarcerated, since I was released, and I found my way through Miss Carmen. She was the first lady that hired me, and
Wow.
I thank her so much because without her giving me that job, I probably wouldn't be here today. I don't know where I would be, but she started my career off because of that lady, Miss Carmen, is because I was able to hire over hundreds of barbers, women and men. I've hired people out of shelters. I hired people off the street. I've hired people on drugs. But I believe that
What?
if you're
So
looking for
you're
a career,
really in your community.
I'm a community person. I've gave back to my community. Anybody, that's why I stayed in this one area, East New York, and everybody in East New York knows my name. People move out. People go to Queens. People go to the Bronx. People go to Jersey. People go out of state. They families when they get off that plane, they coming back to see me. So I just give a shout out to her for giving me that start. And I give a shout out to my ex business partners because I had to learn how
Mm.
to manage a business. I learned from everybody until finally I got my own, which is finally Mel's.
I really like that T-shirt. I love anything black and
Uh
gold.
oh. I'm gonna have to get one for you.
I tell you, you have to give it. People say, "Well, Dirty, the way you got finally, who's that?" You don't
Mm.
need to worry about all that. Just go buy the book.
But guess what? I especially just a big special shout out to DBoss because you're so special. I love your I love how you did that the hat and the DBoss.
Oh, my logo. Yeah, that's
I
me.
love that logo. But I really appreciate you for
Thank
giving me
you.
the opportunity to be on your show. And a lot of people when they go to barbershops, they don't know the barbers. They just go there just to cut somebody, get their hair cut and get out. They
Oh,
don't know.
you're different. You're a
They don't,
celebrity barber. You're something different
yeah,
here.
yeah. But I really salute you for giving me this opportunity and for letting people the world to know me now. You know what I'm saying? I'm already a living legend in the five boroughs where I'm at. But you give me the opportunity to go worldwide. And
Yes. So
I don't
people
want to
can
be
see
hated
you
on.
when they come to New York and they go, well, where I gotta get my hair cut? Anybody know a good place?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you saw him on the Real Life Matters. Melvin, finally, let's go over there. Because
Yeah.
you never know. Because people, that's the first thing men look. Oh, I gotta get a haircut. Anybody know a good place?
Mm-hmm.
And it's
And,
you.
and
Did you
two
cut
people.
Jay-Z's hair? Anybody hair?
I didn't cut his hair. I've cut David Banner hair. I've cut. Let's see who's haircut. I've cut Urban Mystic hair. I cut.
Woo!
I mean, I just going back. I've cut.
Back.
I got some names right now. It's like going through my head right now because
Because you
I'm
don't know.
doing
You're
an
just doing your
interview.
work.
Yes, but I thank God though. But the last two people I really gotta thank my wife because when I was like trying to figure it out, trying to find out who I am and trying to get my trade and everything, I want to thank her for keeping me together because if she would have left me, I wouldn't have been here today. and God of all people, the one that I was hating on all these years. Thank
Oh,
you. Thank you for keeping my mind strong, keeping me together. And you know.
I'm making you strong so that you could have wrote this novel about your
Yeah.
testimony and your journey.
Mm-hmm.
What would you have? You wouldn't be able to write a book if you didn't have a testimony.
That's right. That's right. I have to keep reading it back to myself. Did I live through this? You know.
And you're mentoring people and you're counseling people in your community.
Mm,
That's a big thing right there.
mm-hmm.
If you didn't think it was a big thing, it's a big thing.
Thank you.
But anyways, I did, so people can go on your Facebook page, support Melvin, support his book when it comes out, the Melvin Walker story. Finally, Mel's. If you're not too sure, you can't remember, you could just go and if you're living in New York, you can go right down to his barber shop and you probably get a copy. Is it expensive?
No, well, probably ain't nothing over what $1.50 the most. So I
Oh,
think
for what?
everything.
For the book?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the coffee. No,
No, the
girl,
copy of the book.
if I
I
sell
said
my
a
book,
dollar fifty. Shoot,
if
I
I
better buy
sell
it.
my
I better
book
feel
for
there
a
right
dollar,
now.
ooh, no, well, the book is actually each chapter is different testimonies of my life.
Okay.
Eventually there's gonna be another series to it, but I am
Mhm.
selling it for $20.
That's good.
Usually, if somebody can't afford it, my spirit is good.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
my
you can
spirit.
hear you'll know who can afford it and who can't.
Mm-hmm.
That $20 is nothing.
$20 I give away. I've
That's your story, and that's what you do, and and you having that book will release somebody else because who knows who's going to read that book, who could leave that book on the bookshelf, somebody pick it up and say, oh my god, I was going through that same thing that Mel was going through and now
mhm.
I came through.
That's what everybody say to me that read the book already. You know,
Mm.
they all been through. It's I it's a short read, but I'm gonna tell you something. Everything in that book is real. You gonna say to yourself, you went through something that I went through in that book, and I, I don't want to just. You got to get it. You got to read it.
Yeah,
But there's one
and
other
it's
thing.
deep and it's deep and
It's
it's
deep.
deep, for people that and then some people say, well, I can't read it because it's hitting you. But sometimes God puts things in your path that you have to be able to read things and
Mm-hmm.
go through it, and then you'll say, oh my god. And next somebody will be coming to your shop and say, Mel, I thank you for writing that. People might think, oh my gosh, a barber's on Real Life Matters and he's a celebrity barber. But something, this is not by coincidence that you're here talking to me today or anything that God had in his plan. The plan, and now it's time. It's your
Mm-hmm.
time to shine.
I thank you for that. And then there's one more thing that if people really want to see a little bit more about me,
Mm-hmm.
go on YouTube and YouTube finally Mel's Barbershop. There's 30 videos on there about me.
Okay.
You'll see that.
They will go on YouTube.
Oh yeah, it's reality. It's a reality show in itself. So there's a
Okay.
lot of. If you'll see that there's a lot of different entertainers that came through the shop, in and out the shop all the time. So
Okay.
there's like 30 videos right there, and I play a part in two different short movies. You know.
Ooh!
So,
Let me find out now. Now you're talking. Now you're saying something else here now. So
yeah, let
what's
me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop.
so when you do these movies and stuff, so what's more that people can expect more from Melvin Walker?
More from me. Expect a movie
Yes.
or expect a movie or a short play coming out. Because that's going to be a real one. There was a barbershop movie that's constantly played on TV, and that's the old school barbershop movie.
The old school one, yeah.
And so since I was a kid growing up cutting hair, I kept saying to myself, I'm going to be the best barber out there and all that. And I'm going to get my name up. Then as I'm growing and growing and growing, more people coming to me, more people coming to me, neighborhoods coming to me. So I said, you know what? The difference between my barbershop and that barbershop that's on TV is because that was scripted. My barbershop is live. I really have live celebrities that come in there and I cut their hair. And that in the barbershop movie, they already had their haircut. They just came in there to make it look good.
You can't make no mistakes when you're doing a movie.
You can't make that up. But you best believe, DBoss, one day, if you ever want to film again, there's gonna be a camera in my shop, and I'm gonna have some celebrities in it, and I'm gonna be cut right in front of you.
Yeah, well, I want to see that. I want to see that. You have to bring us back after your book gets released. We got to bring you back, and you got to do your taping live right inside the barbershop.
Oh, we will
just make sure you don't have anybody foolish that day. It's like, no, not you today.
Oh no, we ain't doing that.
Don't be like, no, you gotta wait outside for about half hour, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have nobody playing the fool.
Yes.
Because this is going out. So I do want to thank you, Melvin Walker, and you guys, people out there, support his book. Get the book, The Melvin Story. You could easily find him. Make sure you get the Melvin Walker on Facebook, because that's a pretty popular name. But make sure he's the one cutting the hair. You'll see it's in a barber shop, so you can't miss that it's not him. And you could always reach out to him on Facebook and just find out, is this the real Melvin Walker? the celebrity barber, Melvin Walker. That's what people will say.
Well, actually on Facebook and Instagram, they also say author too. So
okay, author.
Book author too. So there's not too many barbershops or barbers that actually graduate.
There's not. You're the first one I met to have a book, and I'm telling you.
That's why I had to come on. That's why I had to come on your show first.
I know. And people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, he in New York. You can get so much people coming over there now. We just gotta hang out."
I had to come. I had to come to DBoss. Look, you special.
Thank you.
And I love that logo. All my friends, all my people, you're gonna have a line. They're gonna be like, "Yo, I seen her show." They asking me already because they love the flyer.
I do my own stuff there. I do my own. That's God good. Told me. God, this is not my show. It's God's show. I tell people, Real Life Matters. God gave me the name Real Life Matters, and I say this is His show, and however it goes, that it belongs to Him. He's just using me as the vessel to come through to talk to you and talk to people and bring you alive.
Ain't that something? See, you're gonna make me go on my knees tonight and pray.
Right. I'm telling you, God answers prayers, and people don't realize it, but you just have to be faithful. And I made a promise that I would make this show as he gave me, and I said I will do this show and I will showcase the people.
Wow.
The ones that are not even the big ones, and the ones that are behind the scenes in the community. You guys are just as important. And I believe everybody should be in media, just not the big ones, all the same people all the time. Yeah. I've always believed everybody should be, and the media should be available for everybody, because you're big too. You're not because you're seeing the same people all the time. No, showcase other people that are big too, because they're just as important as the next guy. You might be next door to the guy that's this one, but how come he went on TV? Yeah. They didn't ask me because you're already over there. You're already all over the place. There's people that need to tell their story like you, and what's your journey, and you have a wonderful. I'm just lost, for words that you just. You know what to do, and you're counseling your people in the community. You put out a book. You're doing all the best. It's not just you. It's your wife, everybody, because they're all supporting you in this journey to go forward. So I do want to thank you, Melvin Walker, for coming on Real Life Matters, and we're going to bring you back. And I will definitely come back for that when you start doing that little movie clip. You
Oh
let us
yeah,
know.
definitely. But listen, I see now that you're the reason why, from the very beginning, going back 30 some years ago, why I had to go through this whole journey, being incarcerated, coming out of jail, looking from job after job after job, being denied, to finally realizing, wait a minute, I had the skill and trade within me all inside of me. I just had to reach inside and bring it out. Now,
Right.
the world had to get to know that. Now the world had to get to know me. Just to come back and get with you for this show, because
Yes.
you're the most realist. And I
Thank
appreciate you
you.
for that.
I
Real
thank
life
you.
do matters.
They do matter. All lives matter. Everybody's life is real, no matter what aspect, but something is real in it. All right.
Mm.
So, Mel, I do want to thank the viewers tonight for tuning into Real Life Matters here with Melvin Walker, the celebrity barber. Finally, Mel's barbershop. So, you guys, if you
Fine.
go to New York, you see, you go and reach him. So, everybody, bye for now.